The two heavenly pillars in Sichuan Province, China, are surrounded by towering cliffs like a folding screen, creating a truly spectacular view. However, on rainy days or when thick fog rolls in, the atmosphere changes completely. The paths become slippery, and the risk of falling accidents increases dramatically. Although there is a cable car, many people still choose to hike up the mountain on foot. This climb is no easy task. People with low stamina often rely on porters for assistance. These trained porters carry tourists and safely transport them to the summit. On the morning of June 4th, 2012, around 9 o'clock, a porter named Mr. Lau had been carrying guests non-stop since early morning and was feeling exhausted. While stopping halfway up the mountain to catch his breath and stretch, a sudden and overpowering stench hit his nose. Wondering what it was, he stepped closer to the cliff to steady his nauseated stomach. At that moment, Mr. Lau collapsed to the ground in shock. Below the cliff, a man was hanging, impaled through the chest by a tree branch. The body was already severely decomposed, with maggots swarming over it. This horrific discovery soon shocked all of China. My name is Jennifer with Bitter Clues. Let's find out what happened. Police and firefighters rushed to the scene immediately after receiving the report. But due to the condition of the body, recovery took over 2 hours. Because the body was extremely difficult to move, an autopsy was conducted on site. The deceased appeared to be a man in his 30s. His body showed multiple fractures, suggesting a fall from a great height. However, due to advanced decomposition, the exact cause of death could not be determined. There were also no signs of a struggle or bloodstains at the scene. As a result, it was difficult to determine whether this was an accident, suicide, or homicide. Then, the police identified the man through DNA testing, and at that moment, they were even more shocked. This was because the man was the prime suspect in a dismemberment murder that had occurred at a nearby hotel just days earlier. Let us go back 5 days earlier, to May 31st. After checkout time had passed, around 12 in the afternoon, a hotel housekeeper was cleaning rooms floor by floor, from the top level down. At around 1:30, she reached room 6715. The room was booked for only one night, but the Do Not Disturb sign was still hanging. Thinking the guest may have overslept, she knocked several times, but there was no response. Following protocol, she used the master key to open the door. The room was unnaturally quiet. On the bed, a red blanket was tightly rolled up. As she approached, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread. She suddenly wondered whether the hotel even used red blankets like this. Then it hit her. This was the hotel's blanket, and its original color was white. Terrified, the housekeeper ran to the front desk and called the police. Police sealed off the entire floor and began their investigation. The red blanket was stained red, not by its color, but by blood. Inside it was the body of a woman. The condition was horrific. She had 12 stab wounds to her chest and back. Her heart was ruptured, and massive blood loss had occurred. Even more shocking, the lower half of her body was nowhere to be found in the room. Only her upper body remained. There were no signs of robbery. Valuables and even her identification were untouched. This suggested that it was not a simple robbery murder, but a crime driven by intense emotion or obsession. Investigators believe the dismemberment may have been linked to abnormal sexual fixation or extreme anger toward the victim, pointing to a crime of passion. The perpetrator left behind several clues. A kitchen knife, believed to be the murder weapon, was found near the bed, though no fingerprints were recovered due to its rough wooden handle. Under the coffee table, blood-stained tissues were found, likely used by the perpetrator to wipe his own wounds during a struggle. DNA was recovered, but no match was found in the criminal database. 5 days later, it was discovered that the DNA matched the body found at the mountain. The victim was identified as Min Fang, a 34-year-old woman from Sichuan Province. Closed-circuit television footage revealed that on May 30th, Min Fang entered the hotel lobby with a man. They appeared intimate, like lovers. They entered the room together and did not leave for over 10 hours. The next morning at 7:49, the man exited alone. He returned to the room 12 times, each time carrying a black bag. Min Fang was never seen again. The man hired a taxi for the entire day, repeatedly traveling between the hotel and the two heavenly pillars, transporting black bags and returning empty-handed. The taxi driver recalled a strong, bloody odor inside the vehicle, but remained silent, fearing it might just be his imagination. A porter later reported seeing the man throwing black bags off the cliff, claiming they contained pork scraps for wild animals. The explanation was clearly a lie, but the porter let it go. Police traced the hotel membership card used for the booking. It belonged to a man named Chen Yi. However, the man seen with Min Fang was not Chen Yi. Further investigation revealed that Chen Yi was Min Fang's longtime boyfriend. She had left him years earlier for another man named Zhao Peng, who later became abusive. After fleeing back home, Min Fang reconciled with Chen Yi, who supported her financially and provided the hotel membership card. Later, Zhao Peng reappeared, begged for forgiveness, and Min Fang began secretly seeing both men. Police concluded that Zhao Peng murdered Min Fang in a jealous rage and later took his own life by jumping from the cliff. With both the victim and suspect deceased, the case was closed due to lack of prosecutorial authority. The true motive and the missing lower half of the body still remain a mystery. This concludes today's story. Thank you for watching. I will return with a new story soon. Until then, stay safe.